OPA's job is to really make sure that we are safeguarding communities through accountability. The goal really is to help folks to have common ground and to make sure people are hearing each other's perspective and have an understanding of what has happened in the incident. A community member actually called us because they did not like the way an officer responded to a Priority 1 call that happened at their nonprofit in the Seattle area.
After the incident, I was concerned. I felt that somewhat of an injustice had been done. Initially, I wasn't certain that it would be fruitful to participate, but I decided to proceed. And so I thought I owed it at least, to those who may experience the same thing in the future to speak up and share the information.
I was hoping to meet and learn, listen to hear what that person have to say, get their perspective, and then give them my perspective. And hopefully we could come to some kind of a resolution and, work together going in the future.
It was an opportunity to explore what happened, talk about procedures that are in place from both sides. Because they both had leadership responsibilities, the impacts of what happened landed on them differently. OPA has a very important process that people go through before they enter into mediation.
So we do pre-caucuses prior to the mediation where both parties are together. They kind of get hey, I'm the mediator, let me walk you through what this mediation is going to look like.
They kind of asked me to walk through what my concerns were, to express myself. They let me know exactly what the process would include, who would be in the room, so that there were no surprises, so I wasn't caught off guard, and so that I could be comfortable as we move forward.
That foundational piece allows for the mediation to move forward in a way where people are clear about what the intent is and feel secure in the setting that they're in.
We have an actual training where we talk about accountability and talk about policing. We have to make sure we find really good, neutral, third-party mediation team. They walk people through the incident in a very skillful, intentional way that brings purpose to each party, and that purpose is to be heard. And not to only be heard, but to be understood.
When you come together and it feels like it's in neutral territory, you could just be your authentic self. When people feel like they're on an equal footing, it's easier for them to connect with you.
One reason that mediation is voluntary for both parties is it really brings people together who really want to be there. It's important for people to be invested in hearing one another.
Kimberly showed up. I felt like she was coming to actually listen and learn and also teach me. All right, so I felt the same way. So we felt kind of equal.
There was information that each of us had that the other didn't, and that opportunity for sharing, I think, helped a mutual understanding. Helped me to have more empathy for what they were experiencing during the time, and I believe it helped the officer to have more of an understanding of what my perceptions were as the events unfolded.
And sometimes you don't realize that, how you do your job might impact somebody in a negative way, which it impacted Kimberly. It opened up my eyes and it taught me, hey, maybe we should be considerate about everything else that's going on around us and not just focus on the one task at hand.
Once people get in the room and are in a position where they can just look and talk with each other, face to face to each other, it's not somebody coming in and saying, well, so-and-so told me such and such, and getting that information and taking it back to them. It's like they were there, they knew it happened, and then all of a sudden there's one big ouch. They're able to look at the other person and say, this happened, and the other person's like, oh.
It does bring a sense of justice in a different way. Things do not get better unless you really communicate and have conversation. We're really trying to humanize people, bringing people together and have conversations.
The ability for OPA here in Seattle to have this as an opportunity for that ability to see each other as humans and people makes a really big difference. And I've seen it, when people leave mediation different than when they came in.
I just feel like it's a great tool. It could start a healing process and for everyone, SPD and for the community.
You can't put a price on common ground. It's something that is so missing all around us. And if we would just give each other a little bit of grace, I think we could solve a lot of problems rather than, pointing fingers at one another.